Hello, everybody. This is a lesson for finding the area of a polygon. Our learning target for today is to find the area of right triangles, other triangles, special quadrilaterals, and polygons by composing into rectangles or decomposing into triangles and other shapes. Okay, looking at our first one here, I've actually just taken this picture and made it a little bit bigger because I am going to show you two ways to solve it. The first way that we're going to look at is decomposition. This is where we're breaking apart the polygon into several different shapes. The second way that we're going to do it is we're going to do an outline and remove. Okay, so first way we're going to start with is decomposition. So let me go ahead and erase this real quick so we have some room to work. Alrighty. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to look at decomposing. We're going to try to break this apart into several shapes. So looking at this shape, I can see a large triangle here. And I'm going to use different colors so that you can clearly see the shapes that I'm taking out. The next shape that I'm going to take out is a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to outline that one in red. And then finally, you should see this last shape that's sitting here, which is a beautiful little parallelogram. So we're going to outline that. For me, it's easier to keep track of my math when I have some shapes to go along with it to organize it. So I'm going to go ahead and do these here on the side. And then I'm going to put their measurements with them. Okay, looking at this one here, we see the base is 1, 2, 3, 4. And our height, which is from the top of the shape to the bottom of the shape, is 2. Okay. Now I'm going to look at my triangle here, and I see that the base is worth 2 units, and the height is also worth 2 units. Okay. And my last triangle, I can see my base is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the height from the bottom of the shape to the top of the shape is worth 3. Now I'm ready to go ahead and solve the area using the formulas. So I'm going to start with my parallelogram, area equals base times height. So I'm just going to go ahead in there and put those values. So my base is 4, my height is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. So this guy is worth 8. Okay. Now I'm going to look at my next shape, which is a triangle, which is half base times height. So I have area equals half my base, which is 2, my height, which is 2. Area equals half of 4. Half of 4 is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 2 in there. Now, finally, I'm going to be working on my last triangle, which is this blue one here. So half base times height. My base is 6. My height is 3. So we have half of 18. That comes out to 9. Okay. So now that I've done all this beautiful work, all I have to do is add up these areas to find out the whole area of the shape. So I can go ahead and do 8 plus 2, which is 10, plus that 9, and I have an area of 19 inches squared. Okay, so that's the first way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and erase this here just for a second so we can look at our second way to do it. This one I call the outline and remove. So what we're going to do is we're going to outline the shape to create a new shape. So I'm using yellow here to draw an outline of this polygon. And I'm using the base to kind of help guide where that line would be. So now I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a side length, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is the other side length. So to find the area of that square, it would be side times side, right? Or maybe this is a rectangle. It's a little rectangle-y. So 6 times 5. So my big triangle here is going to be worth 30. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look in here at these shapes inside. I can see these are matching, so I'm going to keep them the same color. And then here, those are the same. Okay, so again, just like I did in the previous way, I'm going to draw some shapes to organize my thinking. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and solve for those real quick. So I can see here that this one has a base of 3 and a height of 3. This red one has a base of 1 and a height of 2. Okay, so we'll just start with this red one. Area equals half base, which is 1, times 2, my height. Area equals half of 2, which is 1. So this guy is worth 1 and this guy is worth 1. Now we're going to look over here at this triangle. We have half base times height. So half of 9 is 4.5 or 4.5. So this one's worth 4.5 and this one's 4.5. Now, because I have all my areas, I'm going to go ahead and remove these ones because those aren't the blue shape. We don't care too much about these guys. So I'm going to take that 30. I'm going to start with 30 because that's the whole big area that I had. Okay, and then I'm going to remove 4.5 and 4.5, which is 9. So 30 minus 9 is 21. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract these guys. So 1 and 1, which is 2. And I will end up with an area of 19 inches squared. Yay! So this is just going over the same strategies that we did. Now we're going to look at this polygon. This one would be more suitable to do as an outline area, but we definitely could solve it using decomposition. So I'll just show you. If we were to decompose it, we would have 3 shapes here. I apologize if you can hear my cat meowing in the back. He wants to come in and I don't want him in here right now. All right, so if you were to decompose it, you would see 3 different shapes here. You can find the area of the square, the area of the blue triangle, and the area of the red triangle, and then just add those together. I highly recommend using colors to outline your thinking. It helps me to organize my thoughts and what I'm working on. So I would definitely recommend using colored tools on the computer or colored pencils when you're working with these. So here I have outlined to be a square, kind of just like we did in the last one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 times 4. My big triangle here is going to be worth 20. Now what I need to do is I need to take this piece and this piece and figure out what the area of those triangles are. So I'm going to start by drawing, and I am not a fantastic triangle drawer, so I apologize. This one's worth 1 and 3. I can see there's 1, 2, 3 over here. And then my red triangle here has a base of 2 and a height of 4. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and solve for those areas. Area is half base times height. Half of 8 is 4, so this guy's worth 4. And then we have here area equals half 1 times 3, which is 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this large area, which is 20, and we're going to subtract the red triangle, which is 4. So then we'd have 16. Then we're going to take that 16 and subtract 1.5. 10 minus 5 is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, and 1 minus 0 is 1. Bring down your decimal place. So we have a total area of 14.5. And that's using the outline and subtract method. Okay, if you were to use the different shapes that I drew for you in the beginning, that also would result in 14.5. Okay, so again, if we were to do this guy, and that guy. Okay. Looking at number 3, it's trying to see if this student Badru, if he decomposes it into 2 triangles, if he were to draw it right here, we're not actually solving this problem. We're just looking to see if this student did the problem correctly. So here's his first shape, is this purple triangle. The second shape that he has cut out is this red triangle. Now, Badru says that if I find the area of the purple triangle and I multiply it by 2, if I double it, it'll be the same thing as the red one. Now, that would be true if this purple triangle were the same shape as this red triangle, but as you can see, they're not the same measurement, they're not the same shape. So Badru is not correct. He's not correct because you cannot multiply the purple triangle to get the area because the red triangle is a different shape, so it wouldn't work. Okay. Looking at this last one here, we're going to do decomposition where we make a couple different shapes. We're going to look here at this L desk, and we are going to cut it up to show you 3 different shapes. So I can see I have a rectangle here, a triangle here, and another rectangle. Okay, so my measurements here are 50, and then I can see the height here is 80.5. Okay. Then I'm going to do my triangle in the corner there of that desk, and I can see right here it has the same measurement as that triangle or that rectangle would have, so that's 50. And then I'm going to look for the height over here on this side, right here, and that's the edge of the rectangle, so I know that is also worth 50. And then finally, my last rectangle here, we have a measurement of 50 and 120. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use base times height, which is 50 times 80.5. And then this one, we would use our area of a triangle, which is half base times height. And then finally, our last one here would be base times height. So we have 50 times 120. Now, for the interest of time, I'm just going to go ahead and put our values down there just so we can work through how to do the problem rather than just computing things. Okay. So when I look at this, 100 and let's go back. What ink color do I have? I have red. So I'm going to start with my red triangle. So 50 times 50 times 120 results in 6,000. Sorry, I got an email here. And then we're going to go up to the blue one. So half 50 times 50 is going to be 1,250. And then finally, our last triangle, the purple triangle, is going to be 50 times 80.5, which is the same as 4,025. Now that we have all those areas, we're just going to go ahead and add those up. So we'll start with the largest value, which is 6,000. Then we'll go with 4,025, 1,250. Okay, we'll add all those up. 5, 7, 2, 6, and 4 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Then we're going to put our place value marking. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we'll put a comma here. All right. So our area would end up being 11,275 centimeters squared. Okay, so for these, you can see some of the problems are more suitable to just break into different shapes. Others are more suitable to find a whole area and then remove the little pieces. It's really up to you which strategy that you want to try, but both of these will work great to find the area of a polygon.